Hello everybody and welcome back to the Brightworks. Been a little while since I've actually recorded one. Recorded a whole bunch in batch and I do appreciate you folks sticking with me while we've been working through those. Enjoyed a nice little camping trip and I'll be headed right back out there shortly. But I came back to run the stream today and I figured I'd record a couple more videos here. I've tweaked around with the settings and I think today we should finally have some really top quality recording right alongside some top quality beyond all reason. So let's get right into this match, shall we? Erebos Lake is our match we're going to be playing on today, or our map rather, that we're going to be playing on today, and spawning in the northeastern corner, actually. Got my left and right all mixed up today, turned around upside down. Think I'm getting a little sick too, but anyways. Representing our blue team as an Armada commander, it's going to be JTL. Keeping it nice and simple, 3 letters only, 37 true skill, plenty of chevrons to match as well. We've actually got a really stacked lobby here. We've got 37 true skill, 36 true skill, 22 true skill, but all these silver chevrons indicate quite a lot of experience behind the blue team here, so it's going to be quite a fight for the red. Spawning in the southwestern corner. For reals this time, it's going to be, again, an Armada commander. It's Ural. Ural going to be our red team leader here. Spawning in the backline position here, probably going to be in an eco spot. I'm guessing this geothermal is going to be taken. We're going to see a T2 transition pretty quickly. Commander's going to be sacrificed around the 4-minute mark. We're going to have that commander get eaten up, and I should expect to see some T2 coming out, especially from somebody as experienced as Ural. I'm expecting good things. One of the things I love about, oh, this is already spicy. So one of the things that I love about Erebos Lake is the fact that there's this big water channel that connects all the different little islands and all the different little chains of land together. It means that controlling the water is actually very important. The other one, the Ditch Remake, which is the other map that's similar to this one, but it doesn't have water on the connection ways. You can't really use Navy to harass the northern and southern sides here, which I think is, well, you know, I love my Navy, so I think it's probably more entertaining as far as I'm concerned here on Erebos Lake to watch these commanders go at it. So we've got 2 commanders for the red team already in the water, Spiritus Flash and Ethan the Epic. That's going to leave this northern side completely exposed here. Ethan the Epic is about to feel the pain as a whole bunch of these rascals run on over into his base right here. Uh-oh. Yeah, you gotta watch out, Hot Pink Commander. You're gonna have some toy cars in your base here, and these are not gonna be fun to deal with. No units up on the land right now, as well as a whole bunch of metal extractors, so yeah, this could do a serious amount of damage. Ooh, Beetlebun running out of APM here. Microing one of them, but we gotta see both of them here. Oh, no. Okay, well, we could do a tremendous amount of damage, but right now the APM is clearly stalled. There we go. Finally moving this one into position, and it's going to start chipping away at Ethan the Epic's base as well. Oh, I sure hope Ethan the Epic can't catch it. Oh, Ethan the Epic's got to be so happy if he can catch this rover, but I don't think it's supposed to happen. That rover is definitely going to outpace that commander, and it's going to take down, should effectively be able to take down maybe 3 of these metal extractors, 4 if this is really a lucky bum here. 2 chevrons on this bad boy. Already a hero. Little rascal going to be sent over by Saluz, the yellow commander here on the red team. Will save Ethan the Epic the trouble of having to rebuild a 3rd metal extractor, but significant setback right there for the Hot Pink commander. He's already got a construction ship out here, by the way. That's what he was pumping out so viciously, and it certainly cost him, but this construction ship is going to be able to go claim these underwater metal extractors up on the northern side and hopefully net some sort of an advantage in the long run. Oh, interesting. So we're not going for the default T2 transition here. Instead, you're using the commander to come claim this forward island by transporting it forward. We've got a couple of these hovercraft here. What are they called? Seeker? Yeah, Seeker hovercraft, fast attack hovercraft. They're going to be excellent for, well, dealing with lighter units, but a commander's pretty tough, and I'm not sure if these are going to be enough in order to deal with that. Spiritus Flash coming in for a sort of a counter flank over here as well, and those are going to be pushed back. So that's going to be 2 3.1 metal extractors handed right on over to the red player, who's going to go for a bot lab here as well. So we're not going for tech in the back line. Interesting. Is anybody going for tech? We might be really delayed on the tech for the red team, so that'll be quite interesting to see. As far as the blue is concerned, the southern side and the northern side, both of which are contested here, but not really pushing out so far. This map, it really is deceptively massive. There's a tremendous gangway to get from one side to the other, especially along the southern and northern coasts. It's very difficult to get units out that way, especially if you're going into vehicles or sorry, if you're going into bots rather than vehicles. Vehicles being just a little bit faster on that flat ground, but still going to take forever to get out there properly. This is huge. Spiritus Flash actually pushing forward and capturing this metal extractor is really nice to see. That's going to be very important later into the game once all that metal is built up and the economy keeps spiraling out of control. Yeah, it's going to be really nice to have that 3.1 metal extractors per 3.1 metal per second times 2. We do have a possum over here, the rocket hovercraft. Earliest rocket craft you can get in the game. Oh, there we go. Little D-gun used right there. Try and shut down the LLT from Boguk. Trying to shut down Spiritus Flash. Oh, another D-gun. Oh, he's trying. Oh, he almost got it. I think he was charging energy, didn't quite have it. Juniper and Friends going to be playing on the southern side here alongside J-Dog 75. Little bit of a run-by happening right now. A couple of blitzes do sneak through. Easy to underestimate a couple of blitzes, but certainly a Janus missile or two could take care of those lickety-split. And there they go. Lovely play right there. Lieutenant Greenleaf with just the right unit in just the right place right there. Wonderfully done. And that's going to mean that the blue aggression or the cyan aggression is going to be shut down, at least for the time being. Juniper and Friends moving forward with the Cortex commander here. Going to take a Janus missile or two to the face, but as long as we can keep stepping forward. Ooh, go for the D-gun. Janus fires its missiles and then it goes on cooldown for a good long while. There we go. Taking 2 volleys to the face. Not comfortable at all, but better than, well, 3, I suppose. There we go. Managed to repel the forces here. Important to keep the cyan back on their side of the river over here. If they can establish a foothold, the blue players, that is, on this land over here, it's going to be really difficult for the red team to hold just because of how much metal they're giving up in space right there. It's going to be really, really important that this land is their land. Boy, I can feel it in my throat. I feel like I'm getting a little sick here. Maybe you guys can tell, too. I'm a little nasally. Not good for a job that requires so much speaking into the tin can. Oh, Boguk in a lot of trouble here. That's a destroyer. Oh, he's got the D-gun potential. Potential is high. Not gonna happen. Commander goes down to a single destroyer over here. Not supposed to happen. Certainly can catch you with your pants down, though, and that is exactly what happened for Boguk. He had a couple of forces here, but definitely not enough in order to save that commander, and so that's going to be a nice bit of metal lying in the bottom of the ocean right there. Maybe we could see a repurposed transport being used, the ones that are the one rather that picked up Ural and sent him over to this middle island. Have that be repurposed into a metal salvaging operation. Go recover from the bottom of the depths of the ocean. Yeah, we're starting to get into those numbers right here. Juniper and Friends is where these medium tanks are not going to be killable in time. They can break through the front lines. If you don't have a D-gun ready in just the right spot, they're going to do so much damage as they break into the back line. It's always a trade-off, though, because you send those tanks through, and it means that you're effectively donating a whole bunch of metal. Let's see how much metal and tanks we have here. 1,880 metal in tanks right now. And I feel like sending that to the other side of the map, you'd have to do at least 1, if not 2 players worth of bases in damage in order to justify losing that much metal on the other side of the map. Because, of course, that can all just be reclaimed by the opponent and sent back directly in your face. If not resurrected, you can always patch these tanks back up as well and send them back on across the map, which is always a threat. You know, you see that halo on top of those units and you really start to worry. Think about, oh no, how many units did I really send over that direction? You realize you actually gave your opponent a tremendous fighting force. A Polygon going for a bit of a timeless classic right here. This is the bots into vehicles transition right now. So usually what we see is the player will go into bots and they will go into afterwards a whole bunch of Wolverines. Wolverine's very, very powerful siege unit, a little bit longer reaching than the aggravators, the rocket bots here for the Cortex faction. And I think going into that makes a whole lot of sense. It's timeless classic because it works. It's tried and true, and that's pretty much the test. Is, you know, how effective are these strategies? Oh, nice little hovercraft run by over here. Yeah, I saw it on the mini-map, and I was trying to figure out who it was. Looks like it's going to be Ural, who sent a couple of those Seeker through. Did manage to shut down some metal extractors right here from Noid, so that's quite nice. Eventually, those hovercraft were going to be dealt with right here by Infrequent Din. There we go. Always love struggling with the names in this game. Another big aggression over here. Yep, looks like the tanks are going to push on through. Here they go. Medium tanks rolling on by. And Juniper and Friends using the commander to eat up all this wreckage. Nice little play right there, by the way. Using the commander to eat up the wreckage while the enemy commander was pulled away right there. Very, very cool. Do gotta be careful, though. That lightning turret hurts. Let's check out the enemy side. I believe the blue team is about to come under serious siege, and there's not a tremendous amount of metal production. Infrequent Din was supposed to sacrifice the commander here. You can see this T2 lab is not going to come up anytime soon because he still has the T1 lab. He still has the commander. That's a solid 2,000 metal that's tied up in things that aren't exactly helping right now that could have been T2 about 3 minutes ago. Standard T2 timing is roughly, give or take, about 6 minutes. So if you're beyond that, you need to practice your build a little bit. It's always tricky, but I think probably the best advice I could give you is to just go into a free play match. No bots, no opponents, no anything. Just practice running through the motions, because as soon as you can get them down to, you know, a little bit more like second nature, it'll be a whole lot easier to worry about run bys and harassment and aggression and microing your own units, microing your teammates' units, trying to communicate strategies. All that's going to become second nature, and you're going to find yourself higher and higher up the OS ladder. Hover tanks absolutely ravaging this place in tandem with the medium tanks over here. So much destruction across the other side of the map, and the red team is, or sorry, the blue team is starting to feel the burn. Oh, and there goes the T2 lab. That always sucks. You kill it before it comes up, it does not leave a wreckage, and so that's just a couple thousand metal down the drain right now that I'm sure Infrequent Din would have been more than happy to have in his back pocket. Fiends are now out. Fiends will be plenty enough to clean up all these tanks, but it's going to take a while, and with most of the economy shut down right now, it's going to be even longer before more and more of those Fiends can be pumped out here. We only have a single construction turret working on it too. It's definitely a snail's pace here, pumping out any sort of units to deal with this aggression. That is 1, 2, 3, and 4 players, now a 5th player, down the drain here. Their economy, the green team, the green players of the blue team, all having a bad day right now. Medium tanks strolling on through, and this is the, oh, we even got the commander over here. That's nice. This is the snowball effect. Once you kill one base and you manage to keep reclaiming, you can just keep pumping out medium tanks, and exactly that's what we're seeing here from Juniper and Friends, as she's got those tank factories pumping out World War II Shermans as quickly as possible, and you can see them rolling across the field. They do have their little great thing on the front of them too. I love the design of the Brute. It's one of the things I love most about this game, just the fact that there's all these little details that are tied up inside of them that just make for such interesting little units, little pieces fighting on the field. Here's the pretty stock standard artillery battle that we see all the time. Oh, we don't want to move those Janices in. Oh no, single Janus moves in there, gonna lose its life. Missile truck also got a little sturdy there, but I don't think it's going to be in all too much danger here, as long as it moves back in time. This is the slow and steady way of doing this. Now, of course, a Polygon is up against 2 players here, so he has to be the cautious one. Doesn't really want to aggress, so I think moving in with these Pounders is probably the wrong idea here, actually. Yeah, those Pounders are not going to trade super effectively. As soon as those Janus keep firing, yeah, those missiles are going to ravage any of these units firing over here. You know, that being said, they did way better than I thought, though. Yeah, they probably traded about as well as they could have right there. Still, there's just going to be more forces here for the orange and pink because of the fact that, yeah, it's just 2 players versus 1. More metal is going into the red army down south than to the blue. Speaking of blue, what have you been up to up here, JTL? Looks like you're trying to win your lane. We've got a whole bunch of medium tanks as well as some Janices. Don't have any missile trucks, though, which is going to mean that these Banshees go uncontested over here. It's not like the Banshees are going to put out a walloping amount of firepower, but it is consistent, and it's free, and it's, well, not free, but it's free to the red team, essentially. It's an infinite trade, in other words. So, yeah, using those Banshees to deter a lot of these vehicles is going to be well worth it. There's JTL's commander, finally throwing up some anti-air. It's, yeah, it's always a pain. There's always a way to make your composition better, and I feel like 70% of the time it's just including a lot more anti-air. Hard to do, though, and missile trucks are so slow. It's very, very difficult to feel like that's a worthwhile inclusion to an assault force until suddenly you find yourself besieged upon by, oh, I don't know, 15 Banshees or so. Howling at you in the night, trying to take what's yours. I really feel like these Banshees could just go after the base back here. If we go after the production and shut down these medium tank production centers over here, I think we could really get some tremendous benefit. Janus is firing on the retreat. That's absolutely the right way to do it. The benefit of this map, and especially this lane on this map, is that you have so much space to retreat backwards on. It means the Januses can fire 3-4 times while they're being aggressed upon before they even run out of space, so to speak. Still a significant ball of medium tanks, though. 2,500 metal or more or less. JTL's pushing these in pretty aggressively, but I think there's not really another option. He knows that if he doesn't get a whole bunch of damage done right now, this game is as good as done. These medium tanks need to kill at least 2 bases, I believe, in order to justify their cost across the map, as well as, yeah, justify all the damage that the blue team has already received. Bombers coming in to try and help. Slowly but surely, these tanks are being whittled down here. Some of them getting real low. Yeah, with those Janices and the help of other medium tanks being pumped out of the labs, the blue tanks will be cleaned up. Certainly a damaging run by to the yellow player, but that base is far from devastated here. We have no build power, but other than that, the economy pretty much remains intact. A lot of energy production down the drain, but that's okay. Leakage from the backline should be able to make up the difference here. A Polygon trying desperately to patch together some kind of an economy here. I believe they inherited all that you see before you here on the southern side. Ural using a bunch of hovercraft over here, or not hovercraft, a bunch of, well, hovercraft bots? Hover bots? Yeah, hover bots. I like the sound of that. That sounds pretty good. Bunch of hover bots. The platypus there has little hovercraft legs that it rides the water on in order to aggress from interesting angles. One of the other things that I love about the map is that these lakes open up some really interesting strategic play where you can use hovercraft or amphibious units or anything like that in order to pop up from a weird angle, do some damage, retreat back, maybe come around from a different angle, approach from the side, all that sort of good stuff. Tanks versus boats, never a good feeling. And it looks like the red team has finally managed to claim victory here. I suppose the blue realized that it was futile to resist the onslaught of forces now running into their base here. Boy, that was a quick one, but beautiful to watch, and I sure did enjoy it. I sure hope you did too. As always, you can show me that by leaving a like down below in the video or just leaving a comment down below. Love hearing from you guys, and I do hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the very next Beyond All Reason video. Peace out, folks.